Alright guys, we are back, this time trying out Carnival LR Gogeta Blue. Very much looking forward to this one. Another one, no dupes pulled, 55%, level 1 links. Seeing what you can do, bare bones. 228k attack stat, 146k defense at the start of turn. Don't have too many links active right now, but it is what it is. Most of his best linking partners aren't that great anymore, aside from like a couple. But we are going to chuck him in slot 1, because I'm pretty sure if I let Broly just do his thing, then yeah, Cell will end up being dead. And we won't get to see anything from him turn 1. We're starting off with a 6.4 million attack stat, not too bad. Of course, on 18 key, Gogeta is stacking defense by 30% and greatly raising attack by 50% for one turn. On 12 key, he's greatly raising attack and defense by 50% for one turn as well. So getting a solid amount of defense in Super Saiyan. He then starts the turn with key plus 2, attack and defense plus 154%. Attacks are effective against all types, and he does gain an additional attack and defense plus 100% on Super as well. So his attack and defense will take a massive jump up on Super, especially with those additionals. He then has guard for 3 turns from the entry turn, which while he's in Super Saiyan actually works out really well for him. You know, not saying he's bad in Super Saiyan, but when he's at his weakest, considering he does transform, having guard until, when does he transform? Turn 4. Yeah, literally turn 4. So he pretty much has guard until you can transform him. It does basically cover him so well. Massive fan of that design. He then does gain an additional key plus 1 per type key sphere obtained, an additional key plus 2 per rainbow key sphere obtained, and he is his own orb changer, changing key spheres to rainbow key spheres, which of course helps out massively. And then he does launch a additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super, and then launches an additional super attack guaranteed with 1 or more rainbow key spheres obtained, when considering his own rainbow orb changer is pretty much guaranteed to do every single turn, unless I guess you get super unlucky with orb placement. But as I said, his own orb changer, I don't think it's humanly possible for you to not get a single rainbow key sphere in a turn. And then, as I just mentioned, he will transform into Gogeta Blue on turn 4, which is pretty much perfect. Yes, it could be better with turn 3, but I mean, with the 3-turn guard that he has, pretty much covering him until he transforms, having him transform on turn 4, not only is it quick, as I said, coupled with that guard design in his passive, just works out really well for him. Again, it's an active skill, so you can kind of keep him in SSJ if you want to risk it, or, you know, the way the stage or the fight's running out for you, or panning out for you, is able you to keep him in SSJ for as long as possible to keep him stacking. It's only 30%, so it's not going to make much of a difference. Of course, he doesn't stack on 12 key, but you know, sometimes you get lucky with some of the attack placements in a turn, and you may be able to keep him untransformed for a little bit longer and give him a bit extra defense to take into blue with him. But we are actually on, well, no, technically we're not on turn 4 from what is it, entry? Yeah, we're not on turn 4 from character's entry turn. So the next turn Gogeta Blue comes back, we will be able to transform him. His defense is up to 190, as I said, with him being at 55%, but also only stacking 30% on 18 key. The stacking's only going to do so much for him. Like, while I have noticed before that the Supreme Magnificent Battle event is a little bit longer than what we've been used to on Global for a while, when it came to like Fusion Zamasu Red Zone being so short, you may be able to stack up with him a bit more. But you are, of course, facing much stronger enemies by that point. Again, I don't know the ins and outs, but from clips I've seen, Sword of Hope Trunks, Gogeta Blue, especially Beast Gohan from that new event, they're doing tons of damage. So even then, you're only going to be able to stack him up so much, remember. Then once he transforms into blue, I don't think that matters too much, considering how much he's got under his belt and what Gogeta's doing. We do have Future Gohan's domain active as well, which I guess Gogeta can benefit from. Kind of forgot about his domain, I won't lie to you. But then next time we come about, we can get Gogeta transformed, we can get him into blue. And then once Gogeta does transform into blue on 18 key, he will massively raise attack by 100% for 4 turns. So Gogeta's numbers for 4 turns are going to go up. they're going to go up, up. On 12 key, we'll greatly raise attack and defense by 50% for 1 turn as well. He will recover 54% HP at the start of character's attacking turn for 4 turns from the character's entry turn. So going to be having a decent amount of healing for 4 turns, which I actually quite like. Helps maintain items. Start the turn with key +3, attack and defense plus 200%. Attacks are effective against all types. He does gain an additional attack and defense plus 100% on super as well. And he does gain key +2 per key sphere obtained. You randomly change key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key spheres still. You have a guaranteed additional at that point, which is very good considering he doesn't get any defense on 18 keys, so at least he does get it on 12. You'll launch another additional super attack with 1 or more rainbow key sphere obtained. That's 3 guaranteed supers at 55%. And don't forget, that's going to be 118 key when he's going to get the 100% attack, 2 12 keys when he's going to get another 50% attack, but more importantly, 2 sets of 50% defense, all while attacks are effective against all types, which means no matter what, Gogeta is going to be doing some damage. He'll also have a 70% chance to dodge, which is why his guard being gone isn't too bad. And on top of that as well, he does have a 70% chance to nullify Ki Blast super attacks directed at him, and it will also counter. So, having a nullify and counter, along with a 70% chance to just dodge in general, this is what I mean by he kind of has a lot under his belt. He doesn't have the guarantee of a guard or a guarantee of a set amount of damage reduction, but he does have a lot defensively under his belt, where he basically becomes untouchable. Let's transform him. Let's get Gogeta Blue out. Let's enjoy those Dokkan original animations. Let's pop the active. Honestly, I love the look of Gogeta Blue on this unit, but he does have 349k attack stat, 333k defense. He's got his Rainbow Key Sphere, which means he's got his guaranteed additional. I don't think... Actually, I mean, maybe we won't do enough damage, so we actually get him to super attack 3 times. But we also do have the Kid Buu support. There's the 70% chance to dodge. 9.7 million attack stat. I know that doesn't seem too high, but again, 55%. But also... this is with pretty much 2 extra guaranteed additionals while having attacks effective against all types. So he's always going to be doing damage. He's always going to do a decent amount of damage combined in total. Even more so, of course, with dupes. And then every time he does dodge, he does get a 20% chance to crit, which I mean, he only dodged once. So it's not like he had tons of chance to crit there, but he did crit both times. So if he ends up dodging loads of times, which is a decent chance he'll do that with the 70% chance to dodge, you could get to a point where Gogeta either has, if not guaranteed dodge, but very close to having guaranteed dodge, which means he's going to be doing some big damage, I said, all in all, with the amount of super attacks he can do in 1 turn. He also has his active skill where he'll massively raise attack temporarily, cause ultimate damage to the enemy, and direct enemies' attacks towards the character, where of course he will have guaranteed dodge for 1 turn. Which, the taunt skill, I love it as a mechanic because it just basically, it basically functions as a Ghost Usher. Because not only are you going to get the Ghost Usher, but then you get that massively raised attack temporarily, you get that attack buff as well. But it essentially functions as a Ghost Usher because all the attacks are directed at Gogeta. Gogeta will pretty much dodge them, guaranteed for 1 turn. You basically get a Ghost Usher while also getting that attack buff as well, which is very nice. We're not going to get to see it here. Actually, no, we are going to get to see it. I just remember there's one more phase. And of course, that can be activated starting from the next turn once he's transformed, which means we can pop it right now. I didn't realize we actually lost so much HP, but there's Gogeta's healing. Let me pop this. Let me buff his chest.
How long do you think you can keep up with me?
So there's the damage portion of his active skill. Now we have all attacks guaranteed to hit Gogeta, no matter what. Along with having guaranteed dodge. And I said, it's literally it's a Ghost Usher attached to just a standard active skill. Like, there you go, super attack wasted. If I left Broly in slot 1, that's going to hit Broly, but because of the taunt skill, because of the active, whatever you want to call it, it's going to hit Gogeta. It doesn't matter. The super attack is going to hit a unit you don't want it quite to hit, and you've got Gogeta's active skill popped. It doesn't matter, because it's guaranteed to hit Gogeta. You're safe for another turn. You don't take all that damage. It's a very good active skill. As I said, it's basically a Ghost Usher with damage attached to it. Now we just watch Gogeta Blue pop off. He's also going to have some better units to run with him, again, throughout the anniversary, just like Broly. You know, you got Easy A Blue Boys. You've also got the likes of Easy A Year 6s coming as well. And then eventually, even UI for Tanabata eventually as well. After the Global and JP Sync Up. Who knows when we're going to eventually get those, but we'll find out through the 9th anniversary a bit later. But Gogeta pops off, and one thing I love about both Broly and Gogeta after trying them for the first time, they're just a lot of fun to use. And not only that, their animations are just so good. So they're not only are they great to watch, but they are very fun to use with just the amount they can do. And the best thing about it is you can run them together. You can run them together, but Gogeta is very, very good. Again, 55%, maybe if you had some dupes. You know, that damage is going to be a bit higher. You know, he's going to have an extra additional in there. He's going to crit in SSJ. But attacks are effective against all types anyway. But still, for 55%, I'm impressed with what I've seen from both. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments, even which one you prefer. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a great rest of your day. And peace.